So for my third one, I just skipped it because I skipped showing you guys because I pretty much did the exact same thing, and you're gonna follow the exact same method as number two, except the other direction, right? You want to make sure you have one going to the left and then one going to left and then right. All right, in this case, that's what I did here. But for number four, this is where things starts to get a little more interesting and potentially a little bit more difficult. All right. So I had mentioned earlier that you want to have different versions of the same kind of food, right? If you're just limiting yourself to these, in this case, four different types of food, instead of just four, you could have six, eight, 10, right? And you don't have to draw a completely new type of food. You just have to take this shape right here, right? This pre-existing shape that you already are pretty good at drawing and change one little part of it, whether that's by adding something or slightly changing the shape of something. All right. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. Okay. So I'm going to start by drawing the base shape, right? The base shape being like a small little rectangle at the top and this like rounded rectangle at the bottom. And for the next one, notice here, instead of drawing this egg thing, right, I now have a base, right, some regular version that I don't know what I'm going to do with yet. And this one here is a shrimp version. I found different types of sushi on the internet. And instead of drawing this shape like so, I noticed that for the shrimp one, this side has a little tail on it and the pattern on the shrimp is different. That's the only difference between this and this. Notice how similar they look here, right? I don't have to draw a completely new food. I just tweaked it a little bit, all right? I just added a small detail to make it a completely different thing. And for this one, okay, I'm also adding this other detail, right? It's the same base shape. If you notice, it's this cylinder right here. I saw one little thing here, one little thing here, right? Similar to this. But the difference is now I'm adding a little shrimp tail, right? The little shrimp tempura tail hanging out the side, all right? That completely changes the type of food it is, but you don't have to do that much more work. You don't have to learn how to draw that much more. And for this one, I decided to draw, like a thinner version and off to the side like this. And I wanted to add a piece of like avocado or eel or whatever, right, to the top here. And that gives me a completely different version of food compared to what's over here, right? Here we just have our regular rolls. And then this one, we have a little shrimp hanging out of it. And this one, we have a little piece of avocado on the top here, right? So that's all you really need to think about. You just have to change a little bit of what you already know how to do. Use the internet as a resource if you want different kinds. If you're doing a different kind of food like pizza, really all this is like changing the toppings. If you're doing a hamburger, change the order of the food, right? Sometimes instead of a piece of lettuce, you can take out the lettuce, right? And just make it a cheeseburger for McDonald's or something with no vegetables, okay? If you're doing a hot dog, add some toppings to the hot dog. It's really up to you. Look it up on the internet for different types of resources and references, but you need to also include different versions of this same food.